Yo, what's going on guys? Evan Tanaka here, back with another video. In today's video, we got I Rate and Improve Your Guys' Team, episode number 26. In this series, you guys send me your teams on Twitter at EvanTanaka10, and I'll give you guys my suggestions and team rating out of 10. For example, I could give you guys a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9, a 10, whatever rating I think your team deserves, as well as giving you guys my best suggestions with the MT amount you guys leave down below to help your squad out to be the best possible squad you guys can have. So if you guys want to be in the next episode, send me your team on EvanTanaka10 on Twitter. Before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe down below. I post 3 to 4 My Team videos every single day and give you guys some of the best My Team content on the platform. Without further ado, let's get on to video. First team here is from AO Hypers, and he's got a pretty good squad. He's got 40,000 MT and he is on next gen. So he's got Jeremy Lin, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum, Pascal Siakam, and Kristaps Porzingis as his starting lineup. Bench is a little bit worse with only having Ben Gordon, Gordon Hayward, Andre Kirilenko, Lamar Odom, and Greg Oden. So if I were to give this squad a rating out of 10, I'd probably say a 7.5. I'm not going to touch your starting lineup, honestly. I think your starting lineup is fine. Just need to work on the bench, and with 40,000 MT, there is a couple things you can do. The first position we are going to look to upgrade is going to be the backup shooting guard position, and honestly I would look to go ahead and pick up Devin Booker. Try to grind out that Opal Devin Booker. I'm not sure if you have started, but definitely try to work for Devin Booker. He could be a great backup shooting guard, and you have Rudy Gay, and I recommend you do play Rudy Gay. Now if that's over AK, if that's over Lamar Odom, or you should sell Rudy Gay and take some of those MT and put it into a point guard, or putting into a shooting guard, or putting into a center. But honestly, what you should do as well is put DeAndre Ayton over Greg Oden for your backup center. So your backup center would be DeAndre Ayton, and then either sell Rudy Gay or sell Lamar Odom. I'd recommend probably keeping Andre Kirilenko, but sell Lamar or sell Rudy Gay, and then you could spend that MT on a shooting guard. Like instead of Devin Booker, you go after Joe Johnson. You could save it for a Terry Dishinger, or you could get a better backup point guard and like a Penny Hardaway. And if you are going to get Devin Booker, I recommend you do get Penny Hardaway instead of Ben Gordon. Just think he's a little bit better overall. But yeah, thank you for sending your team. Let's go on to the next team. Here is going to be from Nicholas Escobar. Apologize, I'm saying your name wrong. So he's got 180 KMT. Keep on dropping bangers. I really do appreciate all of you guys that watch the videos. But yeah, looking at a squad here, he's got Pink Devin on the ball, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, AK-47, and Yao Ming. So very good starting lineup as well. Bench, kind of like the last guys, is a little bit worse. Still decent though. I'm gonna give this team a little higher rating. I'm gonna go 8, but like realistically be like a 7.8, a 7.9. But we'll just round it up. We'll say an 8 out of 10. I would rather this team over the last guys just by a tiny bit, just because I think the bench is just a little bit better overall. So once again, not gonna touch your starting lineup. Honestly, think it is perfectly fine. Just like the last guy, first position we're going to look for is going to be Jaylen Brown, and I think you got 180,000 MT. I think you can go after a guy like Joe Johnson. If you don't like Joe Johnson, you can spend a little bit more MT and go after a guy like Terry Dishinger. Terry Dishinger for only 80,000 MT is definitely worth it, and then you could slide Devin Booker to the backup too, and then you could have Terry Dishinger as your starting shooting guard. And then for backup point guard, I think you should go after Jeremy Lin, just a better Bob Serra, better defender, great 3-point shooter, or you could go after Penny Hardaway for 20,000 MT, who's a 6'7" point guard, who's great at rim running, plays solid defense for being 6'7". So your bench could look something like Penny Hardaway, Devin Booker. I would replace DeMar DeRozan, and I would go pick up either a Rudy Gay or a Lamar Odom. I would probably go Rudy Gay for the small forward position. So then your backup would look something like Penny Hardaway, Devin Booker, Rudy Gay, Josh Smith, and DeAndre Ayton. Those are definitely some upgrades in my opinion, but overall, still a very good squad. If you pick up those guys, I think your squad becomes that much better. But yeah, thank you for sending your team. On to the next one here from Kobe. Is it Denzel? I'm pretty sure. He said, just stacking my MT backup, interested in adding Cat or Embiid in the next couple weeks. Okay, that makes sense. He's got a very good squad. I mean, he's got good starting lineup: Alonzo Ball, James Harden. James Harden, I think, is better at the point guard position, but I see you want to run all 4 guys. We'll talk about that in a second. He's got Grant Hill, he's got AK, he's got Kristaps Porzingis. So honestly, very good starting lineup. Bench, the only problem I see with the bench is Derrick Rose at the shooting guard position. Other than that, very solid bench. So I'm gonna say 8.5, maybe a 9. Just Derrick Rose really cannot play the shooting guard position. He's way too small, way too undersized, and does not play good defense at the shooting guard position. So what I recommend you do is you get rid of. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna want to pick between these 3 guys: right? It's got to be James Harden. James Harden's playing. So pick between these three guys: Lonzo Ball, Jalen Rose, and Derrick Rose. Pick two of those guys, right? And those will be your starting point guard and your backup point guard. So for example, I personally would go Lonzo Ball and Derrick Rose, but if you like Jalen Rose over Derrick Rose, then go Lonzo Ball and Jalen Rose. And then you're going to sell actually, you can't sell Derrick Rose, can you? You can't, but get rid of Derrick Rose. So your point guard's going to be Lonzo Ball, Jalen Rose. Your shooting guard's going to be James Harden, and your backup shooting guard is going to be Terry Dishinger. And then your backup small forward is going to be Grant Hill, or actually, let's go AK. Let's move AK to the backup 3. Let's have Terry Dishinger here, and let's keep Grant Hill as he's starting small forward position. So now we should get a starting power forward, right? That's all we have to do. And some like higher tier cards you could go after, like Anthony Davis. You could go after Giannis. You could go after Yee. Those are some really expensive guys, but honestly, what you could do for cheaper is just go get a Josh Smith. You know what I mean? You could play, or you could start Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, there you go. I didn't realize you had him. Start Jaren Jackson Jr. So your starting lineup would be Lonzo Ball, James Harden, Grant Hill, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Kristaps Porzingis. Then your bench for me would be Derrick Rose, Terry Dishinger, AK-47, Lamar Odom, and Yao Ming. I think you need to rearrange your squad a little bit, and once you do that, I think the squad is absolutely amazing. But yeah, thank you for saying your team. On to the next one. The fourth team here of the video is from Matisse. I'm just gonna tell him, is it Matisse? I'm pretty sure. I apologize, I'm saying your name wrong. He says he's got 300,000 MT. He's got Marcus Smart, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Yao Ming. He's got Jeremy Lin, Kazi Russell, DeMar DeRozan, Mo Lucas, and DeAndre Ayton. There's obviously one hole I see in the team is going to be Marcus Smart. If I want to give you a rating out of 10, I'm going to go 7.5. It's a very good free team, right? Like all of these cards are pretty much free except for like Jeremy Lin and Marcus Smart. So it's a very cheap team. You got 300,000 MT, so you got a good amount to work with. On the starting lineup, we're only going to change one position, and that is going to be the starting point guard position. I say go ahead and pick up Penny Hardaway. Like I said, for that last team or the team before, really good point guard for only 20,000 MT. It's only going to be a small amount of your budget, and then I think these two point guards are super good. Jeremy Lin and Penny Hardaway are two very good budget point guards. I think you're good there. And then shooting guards, I think you're good. Devin Booker, Kazi Russell, definitely solid. Jason Tatum, DeMar DeRozan. I'm going to keep Tatum for sure, but I would get rid of DeMar DeRozan. I would go after a guy like Lamar Odom, or go after a guy like Rudy Gay, or even an AK-47 if you want a bit more defense and you want to kind of, upgrade the team a little bit more. You can go after AK, but I'd recommend for a cheaper option, go Rudy Gay. Only 20,000 MT, going to give you really good offense, provide some pretty solid defense as well. Then for the backup four, I definitely do recommend you go ahead and pick up a Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom is a very good power forward, 6'10". He can kind of do it all on the floor. I understand if you want defense, Mo Lucas is definitely fine, but if you're going to go with a guy like Rudy Gay, you could keep a guy like Mo Lucas. I would still go Lamar Odom. I think his defense is fine, but I understand if you're just looking for that guy to give you the ultimate defense. And honestly, you only really have to pick up two guys, right? Penny Hardaway, Rudy Gay, Lamar Odom, AK-47. Pick two of those, or pick one of the three small forwards and then get Penny Hardaway. And once you do that, I think your squad is that much better. On to the fifth team here of the video from Fried Noodles, or Noodles on Twitter. He's got 700,000 MT, looking for a good 80 price. Harden soup with Hoff badges. Okay, so we got Harden at the 1, Reggie at the 2, JT at the 3, Pascal Siakam at the 4, and Yao Ming at the 5. A very good free team other than very good free starting lineup other than James Harden. We got LaMelo Ball, D-Book, AK-47, Jaren Jackson Jr., and DeAndre Ayton. If I give the squad a rating out of 10, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Very good team, honestly. Like, there's no real holes in this team. There's no position where I'm like, that guy's got to go right away. There's some upgrades I could see that you can make. And the first one will be getting rid of Devin Booker and picking up Terry Dishinger. I understand Devin Booker is a great card, great free card. He's a great shooter. He can hold a little bit defense, but Terry Dishinger, in my opinion, is the second best shooting guard in the game. And for only 80,000 MT, I think you'll upgrade your bench a lot, give you that much more offense off the bench. Because realistically, if we're looking at your bench, none of these guys have a good dribble style. AK doesn't have a good dribble style, Devin Booker doesn't have a good dribble style, and LaMelo Ball doesn't have a good dribble style. So realistically, off your bench, you do have offense, but you don't have a guy that's a good ball handler. You don't have a primary ball handler. So if you get rid of Devin Booker and you pick up Terry Dishinger, now you've secured your number one ball handler, and Terry Dishinger is a much better defensive card. The only thing Devin Booker does better than Terry Dishinger is a better jump shot and a better shooter. But other than that, Terry Dishinger is a better defender. Terry Dishinger is a better driving to the basket. He pretty much does everything else better. And then I think, honestly, that's all you really have to do. I mean, yes, you want to go pick up an Anthony Davis. You definitely could replace him over Pascal Siakam. You maybe want to upgrade Embiid, or upgrade a Yao Ming to Embiid. You maybe want to upgrade DeAndre into a KP, to a Wang. to maybe a Yee, you definitely could do that as well. You can maybe upgrade LaMelo Ball to Lonzo Ball, to Jalen Rose, to Derrick Rose. Those are some options I would recommend. Maybe JT to LeBron if you're willing to go expensive. But honestly, I think just mainly get Terry Dishinger over Devin Booker. I think that'll round out your squad perfectly. The final team of the video is going to be coming in from Francisco. Is it Frias or Frias? I do apologize if I say your name wrong. He says, hope I'm not too late. Here's my team. Just sold anything of value since I got Granger. Finally an empty millionaire looking for lineup adjustments and team advice. All players completely badged out with shoes as well. All opals have added half badges except for Granger. Thank you, Evan. Okay, so he's got a very good free team as well. I mean, obviously he's got some guys that are kind of expensive like Lonzo and Harden, but other than that, kind of like the last guy, we see Devin Booker again, we see AK-47, we see Jaren Jackson Jr., we see DeAndre Ayton, we see Pascal, we see JT, we see Harden again. So honestly, your point guards are definitely fine. Your shooting guards definitely could replace Jaylen Brown, but if I had to give a rating out of 10, it's a little bit worse than the last guy's team. We'll go 8.5 out of 10. Very, very, very good overall team. The only position I see like you got to change is going to be Jaylen Brown. I'll throw out a couple different options. You got Terry Dishinger, of course. I think he's the second best shooting guard in the game. You got Kobe Bryant. He's about 100,000, 90,000 MT. Super, super solid, especially if you're on current gen, but I think you're on next gen. And then the third guy is going to be Joe Johnson. All those guys give you really good offense. All those guys provide very good defense as well, and definitely way better than Jaylen Brown in my opinion. And honestly, other than that, I mean, if you're not looking to spend your MT because you just got 2 million MT, so I'm assuming you're not wanting to just go below it all on the team. You want to kind of save it for a little bit. I mean, realistically, like, I don't think you really need to change that much else other than just Jaylen Brown. I think he's the one weak spot in your lineup. Other than that, I mean, you could run with this team and still be perfectly fine, honestly. I mean, you could maybe look to upgrade your starting center to an Embiid, to a Yee, to a KP, right? I think those guys are better. Maybe try to grind for Yao Ming. You're pretty close. You could play Yao Ming over DeAndre Ayton. So I think maybe center position could be upgraded a little bit. Maybe back up a small forward. I don't know if you like Danny Granger. I would rather Lamar Odom. I would rather a Rudy Gay. But your point guards are definitely good. Your squad's very good overall. Just get rid of Jaylen Brown. Pick up Terry Dishinger, Joe Johnson, or Kobe Bryant. And I think your team will be set. But yeah, that is going to do it for episode number 26 of I Rate and Improve Your guys' teams. I really do appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.